Hello and welcome to Udyamini Speaks, a podcast where we highlight the journey, the challenges and the triumph of rural women entrepreneurs in the states of Assam and West Bengal. I'm your host, Sangeeta Bhattacharjee, and today we are going to discuss a topic which is quite empowering as well as essential: microfinance. Microfinance and how the rural women entrepreneurs can harness and use it for enterprise building. And joining us today at our studios are two very special guests. I welcome both of you. And to introduce our guests, we have first Mr. Sarat Chandra. He is the founder and secretary of Grameen Sahara and the managing director of Grameen Finance Private Limited. Of course, he brings with him decades of deep experience in rural financial system building and also supporting grassroots entrepreneurship. Welcome, sir. And we also have with us Ms. Iaishah Rymbai, founder of Eeri Silks Private Limited in Meghalaya. And Ms. Rymbai also, as a woman entrepreneur in the handloom sector, brings decades of lived experience in traditional sector enterprise building and building a business from ground level up. Now, of course, we are going to today unpack regarding how microfinance can be harnessed, as I said, can be used effectively by entrepreneurs, what to watch out for when taking a loan, and how exactly to build a business in the rural sector. What are the things that one needs to look out for? But before we start that journey, a few words about this initiative, Udyamini. Udyamini is an initiative which has been co-implemented by 5 Indian non-profit organizations. And the idea behind the program, of course, is to foster an ecosystem to help the rural women entrepreneurs who are engaged in multiple value chains, for instance, agriculture, horticulture, handloom, handicraft, and even the emerging sectors like solar energy, clean energy, etc. So the core objective of Udyamini as an initiative is to build an ecosystem, build digitally empowered rural women entrepreneurs who not only build their businesses, but even connect with each other and help and lift each other up as well. On that note, we are going to start our discussion here today. And what we want to understand is that programs like Udyamini, they are not just for the business enterprise, but also how we can impact rural lives, rural communities at the same time. To start off our discussion, Mr. Das, my first question to you is that if I can ask you to take us through the journey regarding how microfinance, since we're going to talk about microfinance today, how has microfinance evolved, particularly in the past 2 decades or so, and also in the context of rural women entrepreneurs, so to say?
So, first of all, thank you for having me here.
A pleasure, sir.
And this is in fact very interesting that microfinance, how it is empowering the people, especially in the rural sector. See, for last 2 decades, if we see, that evolution of microfinance, largely it started with group lending and mostly the lending to the SHGs. And in 1970s, actually, this Seva, I think you might be knowing that is a movement, so to say, in Gujarat. So they started, and later, actually, it was adopted by NABARD, and mostly it has been always it's a group lending kind of thing, and it was actually formalized because these groups were linked to the financial institutions like banks. But over a period of time, and these loans actually started maybe 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees per individuals. But later on today, if you see, it has gone up to 2 lakh or 3 lakh or even more. Because initially these all lendings were mostly group lending, and it was primarily for any kind of income generating activities. It was basically, we called it as livelihood finances. But later on it has evolved slowly, the loan amount has increased, and we have moved from group lending to from SHG lending to JLG lending. There is another form of group lending that is called joint liability lending, and then slowly it has moved to individual lending. So, the amount has increased, then the focus also has not been confined only to the livelihood finances, only income generating activities, I mean individual income generating activities, but it has moved to micro enterprise financing. So, that way the amount has increased, and today if you see totally I think in the microfinance space there are 7.2 crore borrowers as a whole in the country. I think I mean in 36 states or union territories, in 718 districts. So, the total loan portfolio is more than 4 lakh crore. So, that is the size of this industry, and 70% of these all borrowers are all women. Women, and you know that 20% of our SMEs are owned by the women as a whole. So, that way this evolution of microfinance, actually it has moved from livelihood finance to micro enterprise financing, and many of these entrepreneurs, actually micro entrepreneurs, they started with a small loan, then slowly the loan size increased, and then they have moved out from livelihood activities to micro enterprise activities. So, that is the evolution of microfinance, and now of course there are a lot of ups and downs. You know that.
Yes, a part of every journey.
Yeah. So, this is the journey actually. In last 2 decades, you were asking about 2 decades journey. So, this is in nutshell, this is what the journey of microfinance, and now it is almost like streamlined, and even the banking sector is also relying to channel their funds to these entrepreneurs, to these small borrowers through these microfinance institutions, and government also runs this SHG bank linkage programs, and probably that is a game changer, because that has been the largest microfinance program in the world. So, after NABARD adopted it, and there are a lot of SHGs like State Rural Livelihood of Assam State Rural Livelihood Mission. In fact, in all states there are State Rural Livelihood Mission. So, they have their SHGs, and those SHGs are mostly linked to the banks for finances. So, I think I can stop here now. So, later on I can definitely add.
We are going to talk more about that evolution, of course. And I'd like to come to you, Mr. Rymbai, now. And what I want to know from you is that what role has access to finance really played in your journey with Eeri Weave, of course? How has finance helped you?
Yeah, thank you. And first of all, thank you for inviting me here, though it's a program for Assam and West Bengal. But thank you for taking Meghalaya also in. So, like for your question, if we talk about the starting of business in rural areas, so what we face in Meghalaya, I should talk from the perspective of Meghalaya.
Sure.
So, the first thing that we need, that we face the challenge in starting a business, is this the knowledge on how to run the business. So, we lack the knowledge, we lack the education. So, we'll come to that, the education on finance literacy later on.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, and also the finance part, the capital, the investment. So, from where shall I get the fund to start my business? So, that is the first challenge that I too face. So, for this, I started with to start Eeri Weave, I started with my own capital, very little, very small capital, and also taking the loan from my relative. So, and in the later stage, microfinance came. So, microfinance through the SSGs, because I'm also a part of the women SSG. So, I took a small amount of loan and then start Eeri Weave. And from there on, I got the connection like the venture fund and all, and scale it up. So, this is the journey from the start of Eeri Weave from 2019 till today.
All right, all right. So, that's interesting. And again, coming to you, Mr. Das. My question is that, yes, when, as ma'am just now said, that when you start a business, we really do look for loans, we look for some kind of financial resource so that we can scale up and expand also later on. So, but the I don't know if we can call it a problem, but more of a concern, I think, of late, that microfinance institutions have had their share of trouble
Yeah.
We have had stories about fake institutions coming up or exploitative rates of interest. So what I want to know from you is that what should women, rural women, of course, we are going to talk from their perspective, what should they look out for when they take loans to start their business or to expand or scale up? What should they look out for exactly?
Very good question. Actually, see, first of all, it's the genuinity, because there are a lot of, I would say not company or something like that, institutions. There are a lot of agencies, I would say. Maybe many of them are not even registered.
Right.
So, the first thing that if anyone wants to take a loan from an institution, they should check that whether actually that is registered with RBI or not.
For a rural woman to do that, what exactly?
That is what I'm coming to, because there are a lot of people now, even at the SHG level, local bankers, teachers, there are a lot of people who actually knows all these things. If somebody checks over on net or somewhere else, it's immediately they can find out whether that is registered or not. And microfinance actually, without RBI registration, because you have to get a license from RBI after registering a company. If you don't have a license, actually you are not supposed to do, or you are not allowed to do. So that way I think that is one important thing, that because then if you don't check anything, then lot of players who are fake, or maybe they are not even company, they are not registered. Forget about the license from RBI, they are not even registered with the register of companies. So that way actually we have seen lot of frauds in last few years we have seen, but none of them actually are formal institution. So that way I think that genuinity we have to see. Then secondly, the institution where from the people want to take loan, because as per RBI, because they have given two agencies, two associations in the country as self-regulatory authorities. That is, one is called MFIN, Microfinance Institutions Network, and another is called as SADHAN. So that is the Association of Community Development Finance Institutions of India. It's a long name, but these two institutions, these two associations have been recognized by RBI as a self-regulatory authority. And all the MFIs, genuine MFIs, those registered with RBI, is actually mandated to also get registered or associated or membership from one of them at least. One of these. So that is one more thing that people should look into. Then in addition to that, before taking a loan, before getting associated with any lenders, actually they should explore, what kind of interest they are charging, because there are also regulations from RBI. Although RBI has actually deregulated. Earlier there was a cap, interest cap, that this is the interest that you cannot take beyond that. So, but now this has been deregulated. But still RBI is very, very vigilant that if you take more or exorbitant interest, then definitely RBI will come down. So that you should see, because an MFI cannot take 40% or 30% interest annually.
The purpose would be defeated.
So that all purpose will be defeated. So that way they cannot charge that much of interest. So that interest should be considered. Then in fact loan processing fee, RBI has actually kept some limits, but some of the organizations, I don't know, we just come across in the market that they actually charge more loan processing fee, which is not allowed. So then similarly transparency also, because generally they are supposed to, we call them as key fact sheets. So they have to circulate all the details like transparent manner, that yes, you are charging this much interest, these are the terms and conditions, and these are the provisions. So everything actually those should be circulated among the borrowers, potential borrowers, before they give loan. If somebody is not sharing all those things, actually they should not go for them. So that way all those kind of things I think they should see. And again, that there would be some organizations, we cannot name them, but they start with savings. But no MFI is allowed to collect savings, public deposit. They are completely barred. They can give credit, they can facilitate insurance services, but they cannot have their own insurance product. They cannot mobilize deposits from the public. If they mobilize deposit, that may be from some other banks. They can help in opening of bank account and so. So if somebody is coming up and asking for, start with some deposits and all, then that MFI may be, it may not be genuine. But yes, there are also other provisions like, if that is a cooperative society. So cooperative societies are not regulated by RBI again, but they are allowed to mobilize savings from the members, not from the outside.
Got
Again,
from
outside.
the members only.
Yeah. So that way, these actually things have to be seen, so that
the
they
homework
don't
needs
get.
to be done. That's
Yeah,
what
homework
you were
needs to be
saying.
done.
Yeah.
And since mostly now also, although the loans are going to individuals, there are groups. Groups are formed. But individually, loans are given to their own accounts. So there are a lot of discussions, and sometimes, in fact, they can also call somebody to their group meeting.
Yes, the
that,
SAGs
please,
are very much there. They can, I think, approach them
yeah.
if they do not have the
Yes,
information.
so
Also,
they can call somebody so that they can know all these things from those people who are known.
Wonderful. Now, my question to you, Ms. Rymbai, that I want to know that when you were starting out, right, there might have been moments when you felt that the kind of support that you need is not coming through, whether it is, government systems or banks or NGOs, whatever it could be. What I want to know is that what kind of help did you receive, right, apart from the fact that there might have been instances where you did not. And also, what do you wish had been available at that time, which should have helped you better, maybe, in making things easier for you?
So, back in 2019, when I started, I like 100 of pitches, I should say. Preparing 100 of pitches and then submitting many DPR to many agencies, government agencies and all NGOs, and so many of them were rejected. The idea itself were rejected. So that was a frustrating time. But then through persistent, at last I got the funding from the government agency only, which is a Prime in Meghalaya. So Prime is a startup hub where they support the entrepreneurs. So I got the support from the Prime Meghalaya. Then I also got support from some of the NGOs.
Prime is, I'll just interrupt here, Prime is exclusively for the women entrepreneurs, or
no, for all entrepreneurs, for all entrepreneurs of Meghalaya. So it was the first initiative by the government of Meghalaya to support the entrepreneurs. So that time in 2022, I got into Prime, got the support. Like I mentioned, the problem, the challenges that we, the entrepreneurs, who wants to start the business, the problem, the challenge is the knowledge on how to run the business. Because rural women, we don't have that much knowledge. We are the first generation entrepreneur. We don't have that much knowledge on how to run the business. So at Prime, they not only give you the funding, but they build your capacity. They give training, they give mentors. So that is how I grew through the Prime, and also associated with the other NGOs. Like first I came to meet the Grameen Sahara also during that time when they came and gave us training.
Okay.
So in 2020.
That they gave the training. Training or in general?
No, the general training for the weaving. So it's in spinning and weaving. So I engaged with all these NGOs, then got the support. Though not financial, but I also got the mental support from them. So that is important. And for the finance, I got after that, then I engaged. I am also working with the SSG's member. So in Meghalaya, there is this MSRLS. It's the Meghalaya State Rural Livelihood Mission. It's under the NRLM project. So there, what we do, we have this women group, and there is the CIF fund that they call. CIF fund is the cluster investment fund that they give to the VOs. So there I am also leading the village organization, and now I am also the president of the cluster
level
federation. Cluster level federation. So here in our cluster, in Bohirambong cluster, we have 13 villages under me, under my leadership, and around 1,500 members, SSG's members. So there also we give this finance to the women. So myself also, I got little support from there also to scale up my business. Yeah.
What I think is that, you know, we are just we are talking about or witnessing is entrepreneurs taking up leadership roles as well.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
right,
Yes,
that's
yes.
what you've been doing, right?
Yes,
You've been
yes.
guiding other people. That's wonderful. I mean, that's what Udyamini is also about.
Yeah.
You know, building up these ecosystems so that
Yeah.
our entrepreneurs can take up these leadership roles in their own communities. Wonderful. Then again, coming back to you, Mr. Das.
Yeah, please.
We have this, you know, this great problem of entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
especially rural women, related to the repayment pressure,
Yeah.
the loan repayment pressure.
Yes, yes.
But as far as microfinance institutions are concerned, should their job be restricted to just credit delivery, or do you think there should be some kind of a balance between this delivery and as well as borrower protection? Can something be done out of it? I mean, the borrower is definitely going to do his or her homework.
Yes.
But on part of the microfinance institution, should they balance it out, the delivery and the protection part for the borrowers?
See, actually,
Especially for women,
Yeah.
especially the women
yeah,
entrepreneurs.
yeah. See, borrower protection is actually even RBI's priority. You know, even MFI dies, no issue. But client or the borrower must be there. So that way, see, actually, it's credit is not enough. We all agree. Yes, credit is not enough, and we need some integrated kind of support to the entrepreneurs, because, you know, microfinance institution, no doubt, if you see, I mean, money has been made available. Now, today, if any entrepreneur or any woman go and join a group, it's very easy to get a loan. So, money has been made available. Now, earlier it was a problem because capital is always, it was very difficult to get, but now it is available. Then the issue is now, once they get these loans or the credit, then how they utilize it.
True.
There the issues come. If they cannot use it properly, then definitely, you know, they will misuse the fund or use in some other unproductive activity, then as a result, they will not have income from that investment.
Yes.
And
repayment becomes an issue. Then.
Repayment become issue, and the MFIs also have to collect the repayment, because MFIs are not doing any kind of these lending businesses with their own money, because this money is actually coming from the bank. So they also have to repay back. So that way they are also under pressure. But at the same time, I think this is, but as MFI, because I am also a microfinance practitioner, I am leading a microfinance institution, which is NBFC, and it is again registered with Reserve Bank of India.
Okay.
So there, I think there are also limitations with in terms of capacities of the NBFC MFIs, because they cannot do every bit of, I mean, they cannot meet all kind of support services for the women or the entrepreneur, because they need kind of capacity building, skill building. They need kind of, you know, if we talk about specifically about this handloom, so they need design support, they need marketing support, they need whole range of support services, which is actually not possible for the lender to provide. Yes, part of that is maybe possible, but what I suggest that, but the fact is that they need the support.
They need it, yes.
They need it. The only thing is that they are also not in a position to provide all kind of support services, because they are a specialized institution primarily to make capital available.
Finance available.
Finance
right,
available.
Right.
So here, the actually this again we talk about ecosystems, development of ecosystems. So that way, I think there could be lot of opportunities, and there are, and it is also actually in practice that as MFI, if I am not able to do some kind of supports, I cannot provide certain supports, I can collaborate with somebody, like say for example in Udyamini project. So we as lender will provide loans, wherever there is need, there will be requirement, we will provide loans, but parallelly Grameen Sahara, that NGO wing, are providing all kind of supports.
Sure.
The women are being trained, they are being provided in some cases inputs also. Now there are design development supports, there are entrepreneurship, in EDP we call them entrepreneurship development programs are there. Then later on market linkage support will also be there. So that ecosystem, if we work, I think that support can be made available at the same time when finance also can be made available. But this is very, very important. Without support, it becomes very difficult. And in addition to that, if you just talk about woman who is just borrowing some money, Madam was talking about financial literacy. So that is very, very important. Very, 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 very important, because most of the time what happens, like, you know, I am getting money, so I am taking. As a result, I am actually getting trapped in debt. Because you are giving loans, I am taking, she is coming, I am taking loan. So I am not actually having that awareness or that literacy in terms of utilization of funds,
building the productive capacity.
Productive capacity. So that way, I think financial literacy is very important.
Yeah. So what I understand is that all stakeholders need to collaborate. It is a must.
Yes,
it is a must. So that, you know, I believe that some sort of collaboration is happening here as well, because Udyamini is actually trying to do that.
Definitely.
Right. We have the stakeholders here. I will move on to Ms. Rymbai. And what I understand is that your business in the handloom sector is, of course, it is rooted in tradition. But at the same time, you need to, you know, to stay relevant in the market, you have to sort of embrace some sort of, right, modernity, modern designs, and you need to scale up that way. So what I want to understand is that what have been the challenges that you have faced, you know, while you tried to scale up? And also, what kind of financial and technical support do you think would make a difference or would make things easier for you? So, what exactly, what are those challenges and what kind of support you look forward to now?
So, in the industry that I'm in, the handloom, handicraft industry, it's the industry which is very hard to scale up, very hard to grow. Why? Because the margin, the profit that we are getting is very less, because it's labor intensive, and so it's really very hard to grow up. But I should say the one very important thing from my experience is again that no amount of investment, no amount of fund will be like that, no amount of support financially, whether it's from private finance, microfinance, or from the bank, or from any government agency, will help you grow unless you know how to utilize it. You will end up burning cash, like I'm doing, because I have been through that stage, just burning cash. That is because of only of the lack of knowledge on how to manage that cash. So sir rightly said. So that is the very important point, that we need to go to the rural entrepreneurs. Very important. Because even if you give money, they don't know how to utilize it, then it will end up, they will end up to be the debtor. So that is the important point that I want to focus now.
So that support is needed, so that they know exactly the roadmap, they have it in front of them, that which direction they need to go, so that they can utilize all the fund and all the support that they have. So at the end of the day, it is their show, right? They need to run it, take full control. Correct. And I just want to continue with one more question to you. Because yes, you have said that you started around 2019.
Yes,
that's when you have started, right? And and you have been through COVID with all that, right, at the very initial stages.
Yeah, but COVID was a blessing for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
and in
I
what
can
sense?
do full time in the business, because I'm also doing many work, like I'm a teacher also, so a primary school teacher. So during COVID, I got a full time to strategize the marketing strategy, then doing my finance, like. So it was a blessing.
It came as a blessing. That's nice to know. So yes, what I want to do is that ever since you have started, you have had to take your decisions. As you said, that ultimately it's the job of the entrepreneur, right, to run the show, as I said. So I would want to know that, have you ever taken decisions that you regret? And why we want to know this, you know, for instance, you know, that it might be related to loan, or might be related to a scale up that you have done which you regretted later. And why we need to know, because the rural women who are starting today, they also could get some sort of an insight, right, as to what they can avoid and what they should do. So yes, what are the decisions that you have regretted till now?
From my side, from 2019 till today, I think I'm going up. So I don't have any regret. I don't have any regret. But can I tell you one story? Because sir also will need to know that. As a lender, you need to know this. Like there is one SSG that took a loan from the bank, what happened? They cannot repay that loan. So the bank, at last they have to call us, the VO. As the leader, they call us. Then when they call me, they keep calling. For the repayment of the loan. So at last I said, did you come to me or did you explain to me before giving the loan to them? Or did you even explain to them how to repay the loan? So they said, no, we didn't come to you. Then why do you call me now?
So when they were having a problem with the repayment, they called you?
Repayment they will call. So that is the thing also you need to look into as the lender. In Meghalaya, we don't have much of this private microfinance. But then we deal with the those loan that is given by the government through the CIF. So this is the challenge of the women entrepreneur in Meghalaya. They don't know, even when the bank, they will just come and say, take this loan, they will just take. They don't know how to utilize, where to utilize.
So that's where I think what Sir was talking about collaboration, that thing is needed there. You have to direct them to the proper channel so that they know exactly how to go about it, right?
And I should also add the other thing, like, so what do you do when, suppose now you give 10,000 for planting ginger. Now if this ginger fail, the crop fail, what will you do? Now we can collaborate with the insurance there. So with the insurance, but then also we need to get the reliable insurance for them. So those kind of things we can work out.
It's risk mitigation basically.
Correct.
Risk mitigation, and even sometimes somebody if dies, then what they would do. So that kind of. Actually, this is also evolving. I mean, it's agriculture. Even the banks also. Sorry, in between I am just
no, please go ahead, sir.
So, even bank also. I don't think that agriculture insurance kind of things are available currently. So that is, it's not problem with only with the microfinance institutions. I think it is a problem for all the lenders, because insurance companies are not much interested in providing insurance support to any. I mean, crop insurance, I think in some places it is there where they do large scale crop plantation and all, but here I think in Northeast what our experience is that we are not getting that kind of support. If she is rightly saying, if the crop is completely gone, so if sometimes because of flood or because of some other natural calamities everything is collapsed, then they are in stress, then we are also as lenders stressed, because again that is not our money, because we have borrowed it from the banks and we have to repay it. So that way actually that risk mitigation part is still, especially with the farmers, not with the others, because in other cases we have other kind of, if somebody is owning a shop, if somebody owning some other businesses, so there are also other provisions for insurance coverage, even life also. Like health, so all kind of supports are there, but when you work with the farmers or maybe say weavers, so some issues are there still.
Are we saying that crop insurance does not exist at all in our region? Is it?
It seems so. I don't think I have not come across that kind of. It exists.
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, please.
It exists, but then it doesn't reach to the grassroots.
It's not implemented.
And not implemented. And even if they get I have seen they get the livestock insured, but then the insurance does not come. So that is why I said we should have that reliable insurance.
Okay, reliable insurance. Yeah, got it. And they need to be guided as well, because I'm sure most of the farmers will not be aware, right, that these things exist. Okay. Again, to you, Mr. Das. And I want to talk about you to talk about a little bit of experience front. And when I say experience, what exactly I mean is that you have dealt with these women from grassroots, right? They have come to you, they have taken loans. What I want to understand is that what exactly is their behavior when they do that? I mean, when they come seeking loans, when they take it, what is their repayment behavior? What is their reinvestment behavior? How do they go about using it? Really stories from the grassroots, and for us to learn lessons, or maybe both positive and negative, if you can add. Very briefly, sir.
I can actually take you a number of stories like this, because we have a lot of women who were actually had nothing. They started taking a very small loan. Now they have graduated and they have been able to get loans from formal banking system. Otherwise they were not bankable. I mean, banks never considered them as bankable. So we have given them loans. after third cycle, fourth cycle, they have actually graduated, and now they are taking loans directly from NetFee. They are taking loans from different banks. So that way there are a lot of stories. But the thing is that like how the repayment behavior is. So if it is within their repayment capability, they are the best repair. They are the best repair. You know, we generally have a perception like if I am poor person, if you give me a loan, how I will repay? Because but in case of these poor people, no, poor means those who are, we call them as economically active poor. So they are much better repair than their counterparts who are so called little bit better off and all. Because they don't bother much.
When you say they, I assume you're talking the women.
Women, yes, women are better, and I think you also know that it started way back in 1979 or 78 itself in Bangladesh Grameen Bank model.
Grameen Bank,
you know that, no? So they're all women. Even in India also, when we started microfinance, it was exclusively women. But now slowly, I mean, in many cases, we also saw that in the family we are giving loans to the women, but actually the money is being utilized by her husband or son. So in that case, when the loan size has increased and business is also practically owned by the male member, so MFI started lending those male members. And as a result, so there have been lending to the male members, but still 70% of them are women. And in terms of repayment, women are always better than the male counterparts, and that is why across the globe, if you see all microfinance institutions, they start working with female women. So they are always better, but yes, that lack of financial literacy, that I think we can again discuss on that. So, and it is not the responsibility of those who are borrowing, it is the responsibility of the lenders basically. So they have to give them financial literacy, but it is, I think, somehow, to some extent it is happening, but because of maybe some bigger companies, they have lot of pressure in terms of disbursement, target and all those things. So it does not percolate down to the grassroots, those executives, and they are given targets. So they are meeting the targets. So as a result, even if we give good financial literacy to somebody, then she will, after understanding, she will say that no, I don't want to take this loan. But before that, if I can put my loan to her, so I'll meet my target. So that is something is missing in between, and that effort, although that intention is there at the top level, maybe at top management level, but it is not percolating down to the executive level.
To the level where it is being implemented.
Yeah, it is not being implemented.
Yeah, so I think, dedicated officers, if we could have that, if we could think of a section of people who are given that responsibility to not just educate but even do the hand holding, I think that can be mitigated. It is not something which is impossible, right? So the whole system also runs in itself, and we have these dedicated officers who are dedicated to the cause of ensuring that the financial literacy is there, and I think it improves the entire system. A little bit of effort on one part. All right, so with that, we have more or less reached the end, and as a final question, I would first come to you and then of course to you. Mr. Das, as somebody who is shaping policies, as somebody who is making these financial strategies, if I ask you to list 3 concrete things, if you can list 3 things that microfinance institutions should be doing today to ensure that these women, these rural women entrepreneurs, they do not just survive, but they thrive. So 3 things, if you can list as 1, 2 and 3.
I think that is one is that financial literacy is still it is lacking, and we generally, our people, they fall prey of all kind of, we can call it as greed. If somebody is coming with some offers, so they accept it. So for that, I think this financial literacy thing is very, very important, and that has to be in a continuous process, and MFIs also must integrate it in a much better manner, so that as a part of their lending processes, that is also provided. I mean, financial literacy is provided, and continuously they do that.
Okay.
So that is, I think, important, and we are also, which as lender, we have tried. We are not saying that we have been able to achieve that, but we are trying, and we have also we are also conducting some programs, financial literacy program. Last time we organized around 45 programs. So this year we are going to organize 100 programs.
Wonderful.
So for this women borrowers.
And where exactly are you doing it?
This in different locations where we are working.
Okay.
We have our branches, so wherever we are working,
that
we are
would be
doing
the
that.
state of Assam?
Yeah, Assam also, even in other states also we do that, because we have presence in other states also.
Okay.
And that program is actually offered by RBI. That is an RBI program.
Okay.
So RBI is giving that to somebody, and we have been asked to do this field activities. So this year we have planned to do 100 programs. So that is, I think, one very important program, including that loan utilization and everything.
Right.
Then secondly, I think this what I call some kind of support mechanism to mobilize, because there are not only, as we are discussing, that credit is not only cannot be the enough kind of thing. So we have to provide other support services. So for that, if somebody is capable enough, any lender, they can do themselves, but if that is not possible, because for especially the smaller MFIs, they cannot do that, because they don't have resources, or they are not even supported, because they are all business organizations, they are not NGOs, they cannot mobilize grants. So that way, if they collaborate, I think collaboration is very important. Very important. So that collaboration can bring, like in Udyamini, I think this is a very, very good model.
True. That
this is bringing different kind of things. Now for digital part, we need not have to say, because there are one agency who is looking after the digital empowerment foundation. So DEF. So they are looking after that part. So that way, I mean, this is a very good model, and I think in microfinance space also, if we can do this kind of collaboration, then and one thing we must acknowledge, that one agency cannot be master in all. So that way, but there are resources, there are resource agencies who can provide that kind of support. So we can mobilize them, let them also do parallelly, that we are providing credit, you provide capacity building, you provide marketing support. So if collectively, 3, 4, 5, whatever agencies are required, if they come and provide that kind of supports, I think that will be very, very, very good. So,
so financial literacy and collaboration is
very, very, very important. Very, very important.
Okay, that's wonderful. And Ms. Rymbai, my question to you: there are so many women who would really want to take their first step into entrepreneurship, and they're hesitant. And I believe for right reasons, right? There are so many things to be afraid of. So, as somebody who has taken that first step, who has overcome challenges, right, who has been triumphant to a very great extent, what would be your message to those women, especially the hesitant ones? A final message to the women.
What I should say, it's just you have the idea to start a business, so just take a risk.
Take the risk.
Take the risk, but calculate the risk.
Exactly.
That's also important. So like you can always take the risk. The first step is very important. So take the first step. So if you feel that you cannot continue, then step back. Don't feel shy to step back. So like myself, when I started this company, like I incorporate Eeri as a company with that thought that I should take this first step, and if I fail, I will step back. So don't afraid to take the risk, and don't feel shy to step back. That's the message.
Wonderful. Yes, I think nothing is a one-man show. I think once you can overcome your hesitancy and fear, and then just reach out for help and support. It does exist, right? Because the government is also there, the organizations are there, MFIs of course are playing such a big role. So yes, if we can overcome the hesitancy and the fear, then success is just waiting for us. Wonderful. All right, so thank you so much, Mr. Das.
Thank you so much,
Ms. Rymbai, for your time, for all the knowledge that you have shared, for the insights. And I'm sure, dear viewers, as you have heard today, that we need not look at rural women entrepreneurs merely as beneficiaries, as borrowers. They can actually be change makers. They are visionaries, right? They can be leaders in their communities, as ma'am also had exhibited, I think, some time back. And microfinance, of course, when delivered responsibly, can be a stepping stone as far as enterprise building is concerned. So, to all the rural women who are listening to this, who are watching this, I would say that your journey does matter, right? Your dreams are very much valid. Your efforts are very much valuable. And as we said, that support does exist and success is very much possible. So, on that note, we are going to conclude our podcast here today. I am your host, Sangeeta Bhattacharjee, and you were watching Udyamini Speaks, where voices rise and change begins. See you all soon.